Hello everyone, so before we start this video, the NAFO 69th Sniffing Brigade fundraiser which we're doing is now over. Big thanks to everybody who has donated. I'll do an update when the equipment is handed over. So in this video I'm going to take a look at the situation in Krynky. We'll start with this video here. This shows a Russian artillery strike on Ukrainian positions. I wanted to look at this because this shows that 1. Russia does still have artillery operating in the area, and also it gives us some idea of where Ukraine has actually reached. 2 plumes of smoke from 2 separate strikes are shown in the video. So let's take a look at where this is. These 2 strikes occurred here. You can see they're in close proximity to a major east-to-west road through the settlement of Krynky. So it's safe to say Ukraine controls that road now, and it is quite an important road, connecting a number of small settlements. You may remember a few weeks ago I did a video on strikes on Russian equipment using it. Here's a screenshot from that video, showing the geolocation marks of vehicles lost, mainly BTRs, but we also had a tank and a Scooby-Doo van as well. So, an important road for Russia. Here, I've highlighted the road in blue and shown Ukrainian positions so far. So there's a firm foothold in Krynky, a foothold north of Pishinivka. So this has effectively cut off Kozachi Laheri in the centre, and I expect that may be the eventual short-term goal here. Isolate Kozachi Laheri and then capture that too, which will create a very nice buffer zone between Russian forces and the Dnipro and the Konka River, and allow for more crossings and hopefully larger scale crossings. This is certainly a weak spot of Russia's which has been exploited. Now, let's take a look at some recent Russian losses from around here and see where exactly they are. This clip was shared by Birds of Magyar on Twitter. The first clip shows a Russian supply van burning near the past wrecks of other vehicles. These other vehicle wrecks are old, and when the pointed stick arrives, you can see that there's another abandoned supply vehicle nearby. It's quite interesting that these look to be repurposed, aka stolen, civilian vehicles rather than military trucks. The camera pans away to show Russia's new secret weapon, Mr. Bean's car, given a new baby blue paint job, abandoned in the woods. These vehicles were all clustered around the marker shown here, so this seems to be a key supply point. Zoomed out, we can see that this was just east of Korsunka, which is up the road from Krynky. So Russia does still have a troop presence in Korsunka which is being resupplied, but they do look to be using civilian vehicles for the resupply rather than specialised military trucks, at least here. Our next clip, a bit more exciting. We see Birds of Magyar circling around with an FPV drone to strike a Russian tank on the road. It's an interesting one because the drone operator takes his time circling around to pick the right moment to hit it from behind. The armoured vehicle looks to have been past abandoned. This was geolocated to be here, the armoured vehicle facing north when hit. As seen here, when we zoom out, it would have been engaging targets towards Krynky itself, hitting Ukrainian positions. So Russia does have heavy armour here too. And also some more heavy armour. More modern heavy armour, should I say. You might remember that at least 2 T-90Ms have been geolocated as being destroyed east of the Dnipro River, one near Krynky, one near Oleshki. And they are Russia's most modern tank. Our final clip, we can see a Russian fuel truck getting targeted. So a large heavy truck is seen by a drone moving along a road. As the original drone follows it, we see a second drone quickly dive in and claim the strike, hitting the fuel truck on the side. The truck moves along for a while, emitting smoke, and eventually grinds to a halt near some trees. So at the moment, while not destroyed, it was damaged enough to force it to stop. Then, yet another drone observes it, catching the impact as well. And that's quite interesting to me, showing that the air around this region is absolutely full of Ukrainian drones hunting targets. We had one kamikaze drone hit the truck, another one in the process of hunting it down, and a third spotter drone monitoring the road. Then, we get footage from a fourth drone observing the now abandoned vehicle, which we can see is a fuel truck. And as it does so, the truck gets nailed right in the kisser by yet another drone. Now, this being a fuel vehicle makes it a very important target. I imagine supply lines here are flimsier compared to other fronts of Russia's. And as we just saw, supply is going to be difficult because of a number of Ukrainian drones swarming the air. This fuel would have been heading to refuel some vehicle or returning from refueling. Let's see where. So heading north past Novi Laheri towards Korsunka. So this would have been on its way to a supply mission. So Korsunka does have armoured vehicles of some type, most likely, which Russia needs to refuel. And cutting off a supply of fuel to them is a great strategy. The Russian armour can't operate if it can't move. Here are the known supply routes into Korsunka. So we had vehicles on the road leading from Novokakhovka, close to the Dnipro, and likely a riskier supply route, as I expect it would be easy for Ukraine to hit vehicles moving along it. The next supply route heads north past Novi Laheri. You can see that comes from a main road leading east to west. So I definitely think it's in Ukraine's longer term goals to capture or establish control over that road at some point. Which brings us back to Kozachi Laheri. I think we'll soon see Kozachi Laheri liberated, or at least Ukrainian troops in the town, and then attempt to use that position to establish control south of the town towards that road, eventually cutting off a major supply route towards Lishki, south of Kozachi Laheri and south of Krynky. So I have to think Leshki may eventually be the major target here. Capture Leshki, and I think Ukraine will be able to start sending armoured vehicles over here en masse. So that's it for this video. Now some personal news that I have mentioned before. So I have a book due released on the 1st of December, a novel about dinosaurs, and I'm very pleased to say that the book is now up on Amazon.com and other Amazon sites for pre-order for the Kindle version. The paperback version will be up soon too. It's $2.99 US for the Kindle version, $12 for the paperback version. They'll be fully released December the 1st. So if you order it now, December the 1st, you'll receive it. And I would very much appreciate anybody who buys it, as I would love this book to be a success. Now the cover on screen now may change. I do have an artist commissioned to do one, but they won't be ready until closer to the release date. So the book itself is called New Hunter. It's set during the early Cretaceous period in the Wessex Formation. Lots of cool dinosaurs appear. Iguanodon, Baryonyx, Neovenator, and there's a lot of good dinosaur fights too, which are always exciting. It's set on a secluded island without any dangerous predators, but one day, partially eaten dinosaurs start to be found, and they realise that a deadly Neovenator, the biggest theropod of its time and place, has finally made its way to their shores. So I guess it's a bit of a survival book, trying to survive the Neovenator's attacks. I'm not going to big myself up, it's not James Joyce or Mark Twain, but if you like dinosaurs, then I think you'd enjoy it. Or, if you know anyone who likes dinosaurs, they might like it as a Christmas gift. Or, even if not, you could use it to prop up a wobbly table. The Russian Navy can use it to help patch up the holes in their ships. Now, as a Brucey bonus and to tempt sales, I'm also having a little competition upon release for people who bought the book, Kindle or paperback. Competition to win a dinosaur tooth. So, even if it's not something you'd enjoy reading, for the sake of $2.99, you can help me push the book up the charts and make it a bit of a success, and also have a chance at winning a pretty cool dinosaur tooth of your own. I'll give more details of that competition closer to the release date. So, yeah, thanks very much. I'd absolutely love this book to be a success. I released a couple of books before, about 10 years ago. I think my mum was the only person to have actually bought one. So if this sells 3 copies, then it's already beat those ones. Hopefully this one does a wee bit better. Thanks very much for listening to me waffle on a bit, and take care everybody. And big thanks to everybody who's helped out.